Well, here I am in the shop doing something I probably shouldn't. As you can see, the Camaro hood is open, but not because the Camaro's broke down, but for other reasons. So check this out. I went ahead and pulled out the battery out of the Camaro, and because I'm bored and not feeling like really doing anything real serious, I have kind of cobbled this together. So this motor in this Model A turns over, and I just kind of thought for just just to see what's going on with this thing, that I'd hook up a battery and see if it actually will crank over. I do know Model A's were originally positive ground and 6 volt, but we're positive ground and 12 volt. So this should fix any little hitch in its get along with double the juice. So basically, I think at this point, I don't plan on it firing. There's no fuel, no nothing, and I'm sure that the distributor, there's like plug wires aren't even hooked up. All I want to do is find out if this thing will crank over off the starter. So at this point, I touch this wire to here. Either everything goes up in smoke, or we can crank it over. And this little rod right here, it goes to the button in the cab to push the starter and engage it. So I'm going to touch this to that post, and we're going to see what happens here real quick. So, oh, a little sparky there, but she ain't smoking. So this should be engaging power to this starter. So I think if this rod isn't seized up, I don't even want to touch anything, but it's like if I push that, oh, we are cranking barely this Model A motor over. So you know what that means. We're going to have to dig into this. We're going to have to check out these spark plugs, and we're going to have to see if this thing runs. So yeah, that's that's where this is headed. So I've never really been into one of these to see how they work. Kind of crazy though. This is the lid, and that little center contact. I don't know if it'll focus on there, but it's looking pretty sparse. I don't know. It might work just to fire it up. I'm not real sure, but I don't know if it's actually making contact. It would make contact here. And then this is kind of crazy. This is the cap. And these little contacts right here, that rotor is going to spin around, and each one of these are going to one of these little tabs that are going to fire the plug. So, yeah, I don't know how this thing's looking, but that's where it feels kind of pitted and everything. But oh yeah, that just comes right off of there. So, oh, somebody's been in here and sanded that. That looks awfully shiny and everything. So I think somebody else has actually maybe done this. And then I can't see on these points, my finger's blurring things, or that hose is, but yeah, there's the points, and they're not blown out. So those, if they're set halfway right, should get spark if this actually gets spark. So if this is actually making contact with these little guys in this cap, these things, then I don't see why we would not get this thing to fire at least. The only other thing I can see that is a very obvious issue, I don't know if I can turn this motor. By hand. Oh, now I don't want to. Yeah, I'll have to turn that by hand and just see what kind of clearance we got between that contact and this little tab here. But yeah, so between possibly this cap may or may not make contact on that tab. Hopefully that'll work. And then the only other thing is, this is going to definitely be probably a 6 volt coil, and I don't think it's probably even going to work. So I'm going to need a coil, and I'll put a 12-volt coil on it, and the starters on these should handle. I've done tons of flat fenders and stuff, and they were six cylinder or 6-volt little F-head engines in them, and these starters will hold up to 12-volt and everything. So, and I don't know, it may eat up points, but I'm just gonna fire it. Just doing this just to see if this motor will run. So, but yeah, we basically need spark and fuel, and that's gonna tell us. So I might need to do a little digging, see if I got another coil laying around, and yeah, but that's what we're doing right now. Well, there's a million things I should be doing, but tonight, I don't know. I was just wandering around the shop. This kind of caught my eye, and I've just been curious about this thing. So, yeah, it cranks over. So we just need some fuel, spark, and it might breathe to life. And it may throw throw a rod out the side of the block. It may purr like a kitten. I have no idea. But I'm curious. I'm even more curious now. So I'm going to pick up a coil, and if I can get any other doodads for this thing, I'll probably pull out a plug if I can get some new plugs for it and stuff. Looks like somebody's attempted to start this, but I mean, the coil that's in there, I highly doubt that it actually works, so I don't mind putting a few little things in it just to see. And this is kind of fun. I've done this with little flat fender Jeeps and everything, and these little four bangers, they either run or they don't, you know, so it may not run good, but I'll bet it'll run. So I'm super curious now. I don't know. It's kind of exciting to see if this old thing will run and be kind of cool. It's mechanical brakes and everything. So, I mean, I might need to free up some linkage or, you know, beat a couple of drums free and get it to turn. But it's like, if the motor runs, I should be able to somewhat stop this car, and to drive it around my yard or something would be pretty awesome. So now I'm kind of inspired on this thing, and we're going to find out. So stay tuned. I'm going to get some more parts for this thing, and in the next day or two, we're going to know. So thanks for watching, and we'll be back.